Cosmically, I originated from a dark space. I open my eyes to dark faces, traces of my identity scattered across the Atlantic. Familiar faces scattered across the city of Atlanta. My father turns 80 next turn of the sun, and as his son I spin on a moving axis, accruing access to a universe unseen by the natural eye, classified by a natural high. As a bachelor I yearn for love, until love burned this euphoric effect off me, costing me every single queen within my vicinity a chance to dance with my sense of divinity. I've never forgiven me for past indiscretions, where the enemy was my own worst enemy. Try to understand why a piece of me had to die. I used to drive off cliffs to test my ability to fly. I used to drive myself crazy to recreate the wind beneath my wings I had as a baby. And maybe this was the rite of passage to seal my passion as a king within the man. All that I ask is to try to understand. All that I ask is to try to understand. The ability to pen words on canvas, the ability to trap hurt in stanzas, the plants and the roots that will unearth in the truth of celestial matter. After hours in the darkness, attempting to be heartless, I'm learning to exist in that darkness in which I originated, the darkness I created. The two are one and the same. The goal is to remain sane when the playing fields no longer play fair and air comes at the expense of my name. I suffocate before I neglect the midnight sky. I'm stArchiLdpoet, a child of the moon, and soon you'll understand why. You'll understand why. Try to understand why a piece of me had to die. I used to drive off cliffs to test my ability to fly. I used to drive myself crazy to recreate the wind beneath my wings I had as a baby. And maybe this was the rite of passage to seal my passion as a king within the man. Try to understand why a piece of me had to die. I used to drive off cliffs to test my ability to fly. I used to drive myself crazy to recreate the wind beneath my wings I had as a baby. And maybe this was the rite of passage to seal my passion as a king within the man. I used to be defined by tragedy. Tragically, I was a boy misinformed until I transformed to a revolutionary in man form. This is where it all started. From a young kid broken hearted to a black skin spoken artist with the heart of a million Spartans. I came from the original garden, starving for the electric eclectic psalms, S in the palms of past majestics. The earliest aesthetics of kinetic comedics, buried deep inside of my genetics. The process of competitors' rejection is evidence of who I am as a man. But what was tragedy has become a star. The power exists when you know who you are. And all that I ask is just try to understand.